Evening all. So here we go, some more dust stuff. Now this is, I think this was battle number 4. And I guess we're just going to talk today around some of the, the observations, I guess, that are still coming through. Lots of forum whining. I can see why. I mean, I'm really annoyed that I've fucked up my, my choices so far. I know there's not a lot I can do about it, but no point whining about it, is there? But it's a frustration that I just didn't think, and I just went mash button and started leveling level 5 that, and I was like, hang on, where's all my 9 million gone? So feel a bit dumb, but it's my own fault. But anyway, here we go. So dropships are looking pretty good. Not sure why they drive like they're absolutely made of concrete now. This thing is like the most unresponsive piece of shit I think I've ever flown in a game ever. CCP, you seem to love, I think, absolutely screwing over dropships for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, the Afterburner was a bit of a shame because obviously, it's nice to have something that could do aerial acrobatics. But to make the dropship literally less useful than, a flying target, pretty much, is a shame. And I think missiles still suck. We tried this out, naturally, because we remember the good days when dropships would be the hammer of Thor, and you could basically just shoot stuff from above. But there we go, 2-shot, dead. It's only a militia, so, maybe you can make them good, but I think the challenge we had with them was they just fly like an absolute brick of lead, so bit of a shame. So we go, laser rifle. Am I firing it? Am I not firing it? Oh, apparently I am. Boosh, there we go. So this is such a shame. Now, don't get me wrong, the laser rifle was just so broken. It was ridiculous. But to the point now, it's very difficult to actually see. You don't see a laser beam come from it, which is a bit of a shame. That was one of the things that made you think, oh, I'm firing it. When you fire an assault rifle, there's the kick, the judder. But with this thing, you're kind of pointing at it and you're thinking, is it on? Is it on? Is it doing anything? And then eventually you see someone's health go down a tiny little fraction. So I would probably say don't bother with laser rifle unless you're going to go absolutely tip top. And even then, you're probably still going to regret it because it is utter shit now. Basically, there is only 2 rifles or 2 guns in the game that I think are actually any good. That's the mass driver. That still seems to be very effective. And I wouldn't say overpowered. I think it does what it says on the tin. It's a mass driver. And I think the other one is the assault rifle. The assault rifle to me is literally the weapon that was left by the ancients for us to find and smite all humanity because they just seem ridiculously good. It could be the way that you're using them. For example, the laser rifle just is very, I guess, uncomfortable to use. And I think also it doesn't do a great deal of damage. So, I think that's going to be a bit of a shame. But what can you do? So I imagine there's going to be lots of people who are going to, do the odd post of why CCP, why did you change that? And, I'm not going to be one of them, don't worry, because, I do understand that things have to change. I think certainly being an EVE pilot for bloody 10 years, you realise that every patch that comes out, there is a high risk that your gameplay that you enjoyed the most is going to be absolutely fucked over. But look at this, I just can't hit shit now. I mean, the shotgun feels like it's firing bits of wet, balled up tissue paper, which is a shame. And I like the speed, look at the speed, look at that, coming at you. But then, look at my aiming, my mouse is so shit, I just can't hit him. Everybody generally is strafing like a mofo. It's as if we're fighting on ice, and everybody's jumping around like like it's a rave. And it's such a shame because, I mean, if you see my videos before, I don't like jumpers. People who, they bunny hop as soon as any threat comes near them, jump, because then it's hard to get a hit on the head. I know it's a tactic. It's something that people do to win, and you can't stop that. But at the moment, it just feels impossible to get hits on. And this is why the AR are good, because it's just spraying bullets, and eventually you're going to connect more than a shotgun is. Now, if I can connect a shotgun hit, then chances are I'll win. But look at that, look at it moving around. Impossible, absolutely impossible. The new graphics make it almost impossible to actually properly target. And yeah, just generally it's a bit of a shame. But again, not going to moan. I think it's just you have to learn how to overcome this. I think it's going to be pretty a hell of a learning curve for people now. And all of the old fits that maybe people got satisfaction from, certainly myself with the laser. I mean, I used to really feel like I was not shit at this game when I used things like the laser and scout suit, SMG, stuff like that. It really had a nice feel to it. Now it feels completely wooden, dead. It feels rubbish, to be honest. The new graphics are nice, but I think the trade-off has been the very kind of ebb and flow, smooth gameplay that came with it. Now it's just literally everybody encounters someone and they just strafe like a mofo and they jump like a mofo, and it's a shame. It really is. It doesn't feel as polished. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it actually feels less polished now in terms of gameplay, but yet highly polished in terms of graphics, which is a complete inversion of how it was before. Before it was very good gameplay. I mean, exceptionally good gameplay, and pretty mediocre graphics. Not terrible by any means, but and I guess maybe that's just the way it is. Maybe the game is running at lower FPS because it feels as if it is. It feels as if everything in the game is just that little bit more kind of laggy. It feels as if, certainly when you're running with the mouse, it feels as if you're having to force the mouse around the screen, even with like a I've got a gaming mouse, which is one of those buttons you press and it kind of increases the DPI. It just feels awful. It really does. But there we go. I mean, I think it's all part of the process of learning. So, don't get disheartened. I think a lot of players are. I'm amazed at how many people have messaged me and said, what a pile of shit, I'm stopping playing. And I'm like, dude, don't do that. Give it time. Don't worry, it will come. And I think you just have to find your groove again. It's like any game, whatever you did before that made you good at it before, you'll find it again. So don't lose heart. I think some players are loving it, so maybe it's something to do with the style of play that it was before. Maybe, who knows. So just before we end, I just wanted to show you some fittings here. This is what I'm running at the moment, and this is again kind of the problem, I guess, because these fittings are pretty much based upon the way I played before. So you've got a prototype scout suit there with a shotgun. We're very fast. I love that. About 10.5 meters a second under sprint, so that's pretty awesome. And then I've got a laser as well. Now, again, the problem is that there's a lot of support skills that go with these things. So I think if you haven't got those leveled up, things like the laser is not going to do a great deal of damage, as I showed in the video, as you've just seen. And I think the shotgun as well is probably an example where you just need to get used to the way it aims. It feels like you're fighting the shotgun to get on target now, which is obviously a bit of a shame. So there we go. Now, don't be disheartened. I think a lot of players are a bit annoyed at the changes, but again, with change comes excellence, and I think there is so much more to enjoy. Quick shout out. Remember, we're on Twitter and Facebook. Please like and sign up and friend us or whatever on Facebook. Like.squadb. Please do that. We're trying to get as many as we can there. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll be starting our fittings videos very soon. So I hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.